so much for having me today. I am so excited to be here. So, my name is Samantha Ramnarine. I'm the owner of Car Accident Referral Services, Diversity MRI, and Keep in Touch Billing and Marketing and Consulting. So my entrepreneurship started when I was 14. My first job was working at Publix bagging groceries. They actually did hire you back then at the age of 14. I wanted more money, just like you guys. You guys want to buy things. So I started at the age of 16 working for 8 doctors, 8 chiropractors. And that's how I kind of got my start. I would go to high school and then I would do the work program from 1 to 8, Monday through Friday, and then from 8 to 1 on Saturdays. So, how did I get my start? I kind of found my passion. I was never a school person. Me and school just did not agree. Every time I went to school, I was miserable, I was bored, I was just unhappy. And me coming from a background of being born in South America, Guyana, I am West Indian. So when you're West Indian, either you got married at a very early age, like my grandmother got married at 12, my mom got married at 15. So either you got married or you went to school to become a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. I did neither one of that. I actually barely graduated high school. I like to play too much. I fooled around too much. Like I said, I did not like school. But with the help of my mom, I actually went to night school and I did graduate finally high school. I went to college for about a year and a half. I did not like it. College was not my thing. I went to technical schools. I became a dental assistant. I became a licensed massage therapist. Didn't like any of that. Finally, I said, you know what, enough of school. I'm just going to drop out and I'm going to do my own thing. So I decided to go and work at a MRI company. The MRI company was doing about 37 MRIs a month. I took that company in about 2.5 years from 27 MRIs to over 200 MRIs a month. The partners lived in New Jersey and in New York. They saw what I did, and within 2.5 years, they made me a partner of their company that I did not have to put a dollar in. I was 20 years old. I was making over $250,000 a year, and I was collecting a 10% check every month. My point of that particular story is that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you don't have two parents. It doesn't matter if you grew up in foster care. It does not matter. Your past does not define your future. You do. You have to find what makes you passionate. I love what I do. People are like, but why? I love that every day I don't see the same people. I don't talk to the same people. Every day is very, very different for me. And when you have the passion in what you do and the drive, you can do anything. My motto is I do not get even, I get more successful. And that is a motto that I live by. Why get mad? Listen, look around you. These may be your friends, but I promise you, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, if you have one of these friends in your life, it's a very special, meaningful friendship. Friends may come and go, and they did for me because the higher I got up in life, the more friends I lost. And I was okay with that because my friends thought that the higher I got up in life, I should be taking them with me. Listen, the struggle is hard. You have to be passionate in what you do. I was bullied as a child, I was bullied as an adult, and it does not matter. We all go through things. We all have things in our family, we all have things in our past, but our past does not define our future. When you guys want to be successful, you guys have to work hard. And that is what I wanted. I grew up very poor, but I grew up with love, and love is priceless. My parents did everything possible they could for us, but I knew the type of life that I wanted, and I knew what I had to do. That's why at the age as a teenager, I opened up Keep in Touch Billing, Consulting, and Marketing in Miami. That is still open up till today. So it does not matter how old you are, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 20, even 30 or 40. If you guys have a passion and a drive, go after it. That is what you guys have to do. You guys have so many choices now that we didn't have 15, 20 years ago. You guys have amazing and wonderful teachers at your school that care for you. speak to your guidance counselor. You guys have social media. I actually hired a kid that I talked to at Boyd Anderson School. He's 17 years old. He now works for me, and now he works for Simply Healthcare. At 17 years old, he's making 80 grand a year while attending high school. So if you guys want choices, listen to people that are talking to you. The business opportunities, mentoring. I didn't have a mentor when I was your age. I wish I did. Now I mentor over 20 kids plus a year. Take the opportunity to find somebody that really excites you, that really gives you the passion that you really want, the drive. Find that person and say, hey, can I spend, 1 or 2 weeks with you? Can I spend every single, month? Can I spend 1 or 2 days with you? I do that with a lot of kids because most kids say, hey, I want to be in the healthcare, or I want to be in the healthcare field, or I want to be an attorney, or I want to be doing this in a doctor's office. Listen, I have lots and lots of pull in different offices. If you want to work for a podiatrist, if you want to work in diagnostics, if you want to work for an attorney, you guys have to be able to say, hey, Samantha, can you help me? I always tell people, I will give you the tools you need to succeed, but you have to sell yourself. Nobody's going to help you climb the ladder. I will open the door for you, but I will let you close the door. And that is something that a lot of people do not have this opportunity. You guys have so many opportunities. Social media, especially what social media has done for businesses now, you guys have no idea. Most of my people right now are 21 years or younger that work for me, and they do all of my social media. And it doesn't matter. I have kids in Tallahassee, I have kids in Orlando, I have kids in Jacksonville, Lehigh that work for me while going to school, and we mentor them. And because of the technology we have, we can Zoom with each other. We can Google time. It does not matter. They literally go to school until 2 o'clock, and then they come home and they do my social media from 3 to 10 every day, and then on the weekends. So when you guys have opportunities, listen, it's not always McDonald's, it's not always Burger King, and nothing's wrong with that. But when you guys know what you want, start at a young age. I knew the life that I wanted to live, and I knew what I wanted in life. And that is my best advice for you guys. Make sure you guys know what you want. Because at the age of 20, I didn't know I was going to be a partner in an MRI company. It was something that I was just very good at. Find out what you're good at. Find out what makes you happy. Listen, I always ask people, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And what is the one word that you want to see happen? And everybody always says money. You know, the one word that I always say is the F word. And it's not the F word that you're thinking. The F word for me is freedom. Because at that time when I was making over $250,000 a year, I didn't have the freedom to even spend it or enjoy it. I was literally working 7 days a week. You guys want the freedom to not only make the money, but you want the freedom to spend it. So entrepreneurship is an amazing thing, especially at a young age. Build right now. My kids are 6 and 9. My 6-year-old has paid taxes the past 2 years. My 9-year-old has paid taxes the past 3 years. They do all of my TikTok and they do all of my YouTube commercials. They work their butt off. They got their first credit card at the age of 6. My 9-year-old credit score right now is 730. My 6-year-old credit score is 690. You guys should start doing that from now. And that's why I tell people, build your credit score, because by the time my kids are 16, they're not messing up my credit. They're going to mess up their own credit score. And that is what my entrepreneurship, my mentors, my life coach, my business coach, that's what they all have taught me. They've taught me to build for my kids' future. And that's what I'm here to tell you guys. You guys are young, you guys are energetic, and you guys can do anything you put your mind to. So I want you guys to know, just because you're young and we do stupid things, it does not carry on with us as an adult. You guys make your future. And the way to make your future is to, number one, listen to people like me that are entrepreneurships, because we've been sitting in your chair and we know what it takes. We honestly know the drive, the hustle, the sweat, the blood and tears. I know. I was busy building my companies, and that is what you want to focus. You want to focus on yourself. Nobody's going to love you than yourself. You have to love yourself first before anybody else can. And that is what I want you guys to realize. that your passion, your dreams can come true. I am living proof. And if I can do it, so can you guys. I opened up my second company, Diversity MRI, which is a diagnostic company. We do CTs, we do MRIs, we do ultrasounds, we do mammograms, and that's been open now almost 7 years. Car accident referral services has been open since 2017. We just celebrated 6-year anniversary. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to help people. I'm in right now 7 chambers and 19 charities. My top charities right now is against human sex trafficking, anti-bullying, and foster kids. I foster 4 kids every single year, and I take care of anything those kids want. But for cars, if you guys have an idea, I know you guys watch Shark Tank, and Junior Achievers has a really, really nice program, which I got to judge last year, which is called Spark Tank. And that was amazing to see kids your age actually open up companies and making it work and selling the product. That is an amazing thing. If you guys get a chance to do that with Junior Achievers, please do it, because you guys can do anything. Opening up a business, especially is as unique as mine. If you guys have an idea, don't tell anybody. Because when I opened up cars, the first thing my attorney told me was get a trademark and get a patent. And that's what I have. CARS actually stands for Car Accident Referral Services. So I'll tell you a little story. 10 years ago, when I started having kids, my husband had a rule that if we had a boy or girl, that the initials had to spell CARS. Little did I know that CARS actually stood for Car Accident Referral Services. And it's my kids' initials. People are like, well, why do you call them Car 1 and Car 2? That's what their initials spell. So then my attorney was like, well, maybe you should let them do your commercials. And they do my commercials. They do over 20 commercials a week, and they get paid for it. So my point of my story is, if you guys have a passion or dream and you guys have an idea, do not tell anyone. You guys have ideas and you guys want to open your business and you guys want to know how, do it. Look into franchises. Starbucks, Chick-fil-A have really, really good franchises. McDonald's also. You guys want business-minded people around you. My grandfather always used to say to me, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. And that is a big thing for me right now. I don't want to be the richest person in the room, nor do I want to be the smartest person in the room. But I want to be the person that's in the room with the smartest and richest people, because you guys can learn so much from them. When I was 16 years old and I was working in that doctor's office as a front desk girl, the manager was 66 years old. I was like a sponge. I observed every single thing. People thought I went to school for collections and billing and, calling insurance companies. I didn't know anything. I literally learned from my office manager, and I was like a sponge to her. I literally just asked her so many questions. I asked her how to do this billing, how to call this insurance company. And that's what you want to do. If you guys can go to school and hold a job, do it. If you see that you work for that job as a month or two and you don't like it, don't stay there. Find what your dream and find what your passion is about, because at the end of the day, this is something that you guys are going to be doing for the rest of your life. And you do not want to be unhappy with what you do. You guys want to be able to get up in the mornings and love what you do. Listen, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't do caffeine. And people are like, you are so hyper in the morning. It's because I love what I do. I love that I can work anywhere in the world and I can still work. I do over 137 talk shows live on the radio on 9 stations a week. And it doesn't matter where I am. I have been to Portugal, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Ireland, I've been to Switzerland, Paris, France this year alone. And I did every single one of those commercials, including my kids, did their commercials from anywhere in the world. And that is how you want to set up your life. That's why I tell you guys, what is the one thing that drives you, that makes you hustle? Freedom is for me, because I've been there where I've made so much money and I could never enjoy it. You guys want to be able to have the freedom to not only enjoy the money you make, but you want to have the power to call the strings and pull your own strings. For me now to go back to work for somebody and they say, oh, well, you can only have 2 weeks a year off. Yeah, I can't do that. If you're a 9 to 5 person and you like that structure, then do it. But if you know that you can be an amazing business owner, I encourage you to do it. Open your own business from a young age. It doesn't matter. I love when I talk to kids and they want to open up a nail salon. They want to open up a barbershop. I'm like, listen, my kids will be your first customer for the barbershop. Your nail salon, I will be a customer. I have no problem because I believe you guys are our future. And for us to help you guys, we have to open doors for you guys. And that is what we need for you guys to do. Tell us, hey, I need this. Tell us your wants and we will give it to you. But don't be shy. Don't be afraid to speak up. Byron, that 17-year-old that makes almost 80 grand right now with me and Simply Healthcare, he was not afraid to speak up. We were literally with junior achievers at Broward College. And when I tell you, when he spoke, he was like, this is my ask. This is what I want. I want to be able to do social media. I want to be able to make this kind of money. I want to be able to go to college and still do social media. Tell us what you want. We are here to help you as business owners. The attorneys and doctors that I met at 16 years old, they opened so many doors for me that I would not be where I am today. I wouldn't be. You know, people think that you have to have education and you have to have this. No, you just have, listen, my main thing is graduating high school. To me, that's very, very important to at least graduate and have your diploma in high school. And whatever you do afterwards, listen, if you choose to go to college, go to college. If you choose to open up a business, if you choose to work for somebody, do it. But make sure that it makes you happy. Being a business owner is an amazing thing. Not only are you helping your employees, you're helping yourself, you're helping your family. Start building your structure now. Start building your business now. Find out what drives you. Find out what makes you happy and find out what you want to do in life. Don't wait. Like I have so many friends in their 20s and their 30s and 40s, and they have no clue. They change job every single year. Don't do that. I love that I can say that I've been doing the same exact thing for over 20 years. I've been doing it since I was 16 years old, and that's how I found my niche. Listen, I was a dental assistant. I didn't like it. I was a massage therapist. I didn't like it. And it's not that I quit. It just wasn't my passion. You have to find your passion because you have to find what drives you every single day. My company had an explosion in July 4th, was the July 4th weekend. It was a big gas leak in Plantation. My company was destroyed. We had over $178,000. We were part of a 3-mile gas explosion. When I tell you everything came crumbling down, that was July 6th. July 4th. July 6th on a Monday, I had a heart attack because of stress. Okay. Here's a girl that has it all and her life is falling apart. I lost 26% of my heart and I lost my company that I had to rebuild. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Although I had a very good few years, I had to rebuild. I had to rebuild my life. I had to rebuild my company and I had to move forward. We all go through things, bad or good. It does not matter. We all go through things in life. It's how we deal with it. People look at me like you make it look so easy on social media. You're always traveling. You're always at this charity event. You're doing this, you're doing that. Listen, people make time for what's important to them. And if things are important to you guys are going to make time. That is one thing that you guys have is time because you guys are so young. But don't let it pass you. Be happy. Open up your own business. Be successful. Success to me is, first of all, spirituality, family, then career. Because to me, I want the whole package. Success to me is not just about money because you can have all the money in the world and be very unhappy. Success to me is the entire package. And once I got married, I had kids, I had the whole package because I had people that wanted to love me and spend time with me. And when you guys have your own kids, you guys will see how important it is to build a company for your kids to pass on to them, because that is what I want. I want to build my companies up so when my kids are 16, 17, 18 years old, if they decide not to go to college, they can take over my company and be in the family business. But they are knowing what they want from now, especially at the age of 6 and 9. My kids love doing commercials. I don't have to force them. I don't have to beg them. They love what they do because they find their niche. They find their passion. And they love when they go to a store and they're like, can I have my credit card? And it's a good feeling. Because listen, when you're 6 years old and you have a $200 credit limit on a credit card, it is a good feeling to know that you earned that money. Nobody can take it away from you. You guys are all young right now, that if you guys open up your companies, you guys are going to be very, very successful. But key words, know what you want to do. Know your passion. Always, always do a business plan. I always tell people when they come to me to invest in their business, you have to have a business plan. You can't just say, well, I want to open up a barbershop. Okay, so what's your business plan? Where do you see yourself a year? Where do you see yourself for 3 years? What's your budget for furniture? What's your budget for social media? What's your budget for marketing? You have to know it. You can't just say, you know what? I want to open up a business. I'm going to go rent space. I'm going to no, because you want to make sure that the numbers make sense. You want to make sure before you spend all of this money, I tell people, go into a nail salon. If you want to open up a nail salon, go into a nail salon, work there for 3 months, see if you like it, because that is someplace you're going to go every single day. And if that's something that you don't like, and it's not your passion, then it makes no sense. You want to be very passionate. I love when people tell me, boy, when you're on the radio, you are so passionate the way you speak. You speak like you love what you do. And I do. When I tell people I truly, truly love what I do, I truly, truly love what I do. And you have to be able to love what you do, or else you're going to be very, very unhappy. Doesn't matter. You could see somebody, making, let's say you're making 50 grand and this person down the street is making 150,000. You don't know if he or she is happy. You don't know what they're doing. So don't look at the numbers, because to me, the money will come. As long as you have the passion and the hustle for your company and for your business, the money will come. Nobody's going to market your business like you do. I have 6 social media companies right now, from the Philippines to the US to Dubai to India to Pakistan. And I still do my social media every single night from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. I still do it. And people know it because they can see like my special extra touch. I'll put a family picture or I'll put a picture of myself. They know which one is mine and which one is the other social media people, because nobody's going to market your company like you do. Nobody's going to explain your company like you do. Just like me, people are like, well, what's CARS? It's an attorney and medical referral service, people always say. Well, what makes you different? You know what makes us different is that every other attorney out there is taking 33 and 1/3 and 40% if they take your case to court. My company takes 25% up to $1 million settlement, regardless if they take your case to court. So when you have an idea like that, run with it. I remember years ago when my attorney said to me, Samantha, if you don't go on Sundays and open up that company right now, I'm going to take it and I'm going to open it. And that's why I tell you guys, do not tell people what you're going to do. Work in silence. Silence is a key. When you open up your business and when you're ready for the grand opening, then tell your family and friends. You don't want to hear the negativity. You don't want to hear, well, there's 10 nail salons on that street, or there's 10 barbershops on that street. Don't tell anybody. Move in silence. And that's what I always did. All 3 companies I own, listen, I was 16 years old when I opened up my first company. I didn't even tell my parents. I went to one of the attorneys I was working with. I told him what I wanted, and he helped me open up my company. And that's what I want you guys to understand. You guys have the tools, the resources. 20 years ago, we didn't have what you guys have today. You guys have so much more. Use the resources, use the tools that you need to succeed, and do what makes you happy. Being in entrepreneurship for me, it gives me time to spend with my family, and that is what I love. I do what I do because of my freedom and time. Time is very, very important, and people don't realize that time is money. And it doesn't matter how much time you put in your business, nobody's going to focus at all. So I want you guys to make sure that you guys focus on yourself, focus on your business, and focus on everything you want to do. Because being a business owner is an amazing thing, and it gives you the freedom to do anything you guys want to do. Okay? So if you guys have any questions.
There's actually a question over here.
Sure.
What kind of soft skills do you say that make you so successful that you use every single day?
So what kind of soft skills that makes me successful every single day? To be honest with you, people always tell me they like my bluntness. I don't beat around the bush. If somebody asks me something, I just, whatever comes to my mind is I answer. I don't have time to sit here and make something up. It's whatever comes in my head. So to me, for your skills, be passionate in what you do. When you go for an interview, dress for that part. It's just like an actor. When you go to an interview, I've seen so many people go to an interview and they have jeans on, they have a t-shirt on, and I'm like, okay, they clearly didn't dress for the part. So my best advice is to always dress for the part and be as blunt, as honest as possible. People love that.
And if you could go back in time, I know that you are really proud of your story and you love where you are now, but if you could go back in time, would you change anything?
I wouldn't change. If I can go back in time, I wouldn't change anything. And I'll say why. Everything I went through made me who I am today. Yes.
Well, you sound like an incredible multitasker. How do you decide when to spend, what time, at what company? Do you have people you trust, implicitly in certain positions that it's taken care of? Like, how do you juggle it?
So the way I juggle and I multitask everything is I make time for what's important to me. So my sleep schedule is literally 1 to 5, and that is just how I sleep. I try to sleep more, I just don't. So I try to make important decisions, and so my 3 companies feed off of each other. So if you guys decide to open up a company now at your age, and you guys decide to open up another company 5 years from now and another company 10 years from now, let your companies feed off each other. So my marketing company that's been open since I was 16, it helps not only cars, it also helps diversity MRI. Cars is the gasoline to diversity. All the clients there go and get their MRIs done at diversity MRI. So I would not, for example, I'm not going to open up a nail salon today because the nail salon is not going to help my other 3 companies. So if you guys own multiple companies, make sure that each company will get business from each other. Make sure that it feeds off of each other. So I'm not going to go be a realtor today because that's not going to help any of my 3 companies. If I'm going to open up a 4th company, it has to be able to help all of my other companies. Because like when I go into an event or when I go to a marketing meeting or dinner, I'm not only representing all 3 of my companies because it's easier to talk to somebody and say, hey, these are my companies, you can help all 3. So that's how I kind of pick and choose because of what I do. I can multitask because all 3 of my companies help each other and they help each other bring business in together.
What motivates you to keep going?
My kids. I truly, truly believe in giving back. And I truly believe the more you give, the more you get. I know people always say that, but I'm telling you, you can give $5 today, you will get $100 by next month. And it comes in different forms. It may not come in money form. It may come in other forms, but you just have to have the passion and the drive and just love what you do. The passion and the drive will come. Just love what you do and love yourself.
And then lastly, what would be I know you've talked a lot about, words of advice to, keep your secrets, right? You want to make sure that if you have a great idea, you really keep it to yourself so someone doesn't take it. But what would just be one last piece of advice for entrepreneurs starting out?
I would say follow your heart. Follow your heart. Anything can happen. Believe in yourself and follow your heart. So many people told me that I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Don't listen to them. That's why I tell you guys, use your success and walk in silence. If you want to open up a company, follow your heart and just keep it silent. Walk in silence. That's my best advice to you guys.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here.